Alright, yep, you guessed it. This is recorded right after the Ryu episode. We have Ken Masters, bro. We have Ken Masters. So, I used to play Ken a good amount in this game a while back. And Ken is pretty different from Ryu, in my personal opinion, right? So, there's a few interesting things that make Ken a little bit different from his partner, right? First thing is he still has, like, you know, the DPs. Right? This one goes way further out, right? So he can actually catch people jumping away from, like, way further distances. Hadouken doesn't have the other, like, the stronger Hadouken that Ryu has, but he still has Tatsumaki, right? Generally, in my opinion, his buttons are better. Just longer, faster. Has a target combo on his medium and heavy, like this. Which he can cancel, right? And that helps, because he can do things like that. And just other things too, right? Most biggest chains, in my personal opinion, right? So if we do, let me see, is his Tats or is his Shoryuken recoverable? Yeah, okay, so his Shoryuken is recoverable like Ryu's, but I feel like it's more plus though. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is actually plus for Ken, but it's not plus for Ryu. I feel like. Anyways, throws, I think, can both also be teched. Yep. However, I feel like the biggest difference besides his buttons actually being good and him being able to chain stuff like this is his Tatsu does not knock down. It actually leaves him -5, right? Very interesting change, right? So it forces you to use things differently with Mr. Ken Masters here, because he doesn't have the super duper easy knockdowns that Ryu gets, though he still has stuff like so he still has stuff like this, right? And that lets him get a knockdown, but still, I feel like it's just not as good as Ryu's. However, you just saw one of the other craziest things, right? So his Tatsu, they lunge him forward, right? Hold on, so I can't get an air Tatsu out today. Here it is. His air, like, Tatsu stuff is different. But naturally, he can move with this, naturally. Which gives you insane control over the screen. So that's pretty cool, too. Let's take a look at, let me see. His Tatsu stuff, right? So that's -7. That's also -7, right? However, if you combo to Tatsu, it's not Tatsu. It's still -7, right? But you could do Roman cancels for some pretty cheap stuff. There is a way to combo after one of these. But still, you guys kind of see the point. You guys kind of get the point. It lets him do some pretty crazy stuff, right? His best super, I'm pretty sure it's this super right here. Though he has other supers, like this super. Hold on. I suck. There we go. He has this super, which he can also cancel into another version. Then he has... Oh. There we go. Then he has this super, which is like a dragon lunge. Then he has this one, which is this really cool one. Costs multiple meters. And in the rollback version does a lot, like, tons more damage. So, it has the back super. This is pretty much, like, universally known and loved by people. It's also extremely fast. You can see the startup on that was 5. Yeah, that's 5 startup. That is ridiculous. Like, that punishes a ton of moves in this game. But yeah, so you're just forced to route a lot different with Ken, and to just do things differently in general, because you don't have the easy outs that Ryu has with Ken. Though, in terms of power level, I'm not sure, like, where to really put Ken. Like if Ken is better than Ryu, but he has stuff like that though. So with the Echo, he gets more combos. Which is pretty sick. If I can get something here. There we go. Right? So that's damage. Like, that's some pretty crazy stuff. But he also has Wait, hold on. How do I do the little fake out version? There we go. So, he has forward plus medium kick, which is a god move, right? I know the startup says 17, but you have to peep. Being able to do stuff like this. And being able to step in is actually busted, right? So this might be the thing that makes him crazier than Ryu. Which, I forgot to mention last episode, that most stuff are is jump cancelable too. So this gives Ken crazy mix, right? Then, so this is a mid, right? But he also has this version. That's a high. That he gets combos off. And you can also, again, this combos. So he has some pretty, like, that's super cheap. Like, he has way better mix than Ryu does, bro. Like, Ryu dreams of being able to do stuff like this. That is kind of crazy. So Ken's kind of a mix-up boy. He kind of plays through her head. He kind of uses a lot of Roman cancels, all that stuff like that. And everyone knows that Ken is mad cool. We all know this. But otherwise, Ken is also a pretty fun to use character, but he's a lot harder to use than Ryu, just because of how different he is and the fundies. But you guys know what time it is. It is time to play arcade mode on the hardest difficulty with Ken Masters. And we're fighting against, like, what, Tam Tam is the name? Let's see. Cham Cham. I almost got it right. That's the first match. When did I get grabbed? I messed up my my forward heavy, or my forward kick. This button. No, would I do that? I canceled to be a little bit more safer though. This heavy kick is pretty godlike though. I cannot believe that combo from there, I'm not gonna lie. That was a weird hitbox. Can I throw you? I died to that. I died to that. Alright, I gotta use more forward medium kick. And target combo. Oh god. This is gonna be a rough episode, I can see already. Let's try to get some cheese. Wow. That's it. Yeah, I already knew that was it. Alright. Let's see if we can get around. We almost got the roll. Wow, Tam Tam is so small, and I have this little thing right here. I just stop getting grabbed by whatever that is. There we go. Get the damage out. Get a immediate fireball. I always fail those. That was cheap. Stop throwing those at me. Stop it. I was like, how far does that go? Does that go full screen? Please? Mad chip damage though, but I'm not really getting combos with Ken because Ken is harder to use. Like I said, I feel like this might be a longer episode. I'm not sure. Ken is not. I don't know. Not having a knockdown is kind of rough, or like a reliable knockdown. There we go. What the f- What? Am I getting cheesed? That worked out so well. Oh my god, let's go, Ken. Let's go. Let him know. Okay. I'm a heavy DP here. She just woke up grab. Let me super? Holy comeback damage. I whiffed both my supers. I tried to cancel so she didn't get a punish, but I think the cancel might have actually messed me over. And I spent more meter doing it too. Okay. Oh, come on. My Tatsu was almost there. There we go, this hit. Whoa! I got hit in like some weird state. Most Loki pro- I was like, please tell me that doesn't go through fireballs, but she just did it again. Wow! That's a really good super, bro. And it goes through fireball. Well, it's either it goes through fireballs or she just wins through fireballs. Yeah, nah, that super is actually crazy. Alright, every time she has one bar, I'm gonna treat her with some respect. Like right now. Because she loves that super, honestly. Yeah, see, there we go. So, I think the way of beating her is to just respect the super. I almost didn't respect the super. Okay, yeah. So the way of being Cham Cham is to respect the super. That super is crazy, bro. If you try to press it, you're gonna cook. I like your nerve. It made the win more fun. Holy, cause Lord knows the CPU loves their supers. Okay, bro, we got Shingo Yabuki on the evil skin. That's how you're feeling? Oh, he's doing cheap stuff. He's doing cheap stuff. But I have... Okay. I have to be really close for that to hit. What the f... Was that part of the super? god, I fell for his bait. Yo, this guy's doing mad damage. Oh, I almost fell for it again. Bro. What? I got hit by that twice? 2 times in a row? Come on. Yeah, nope. You're gonna respect this heavy DP today. Is that a grab? That is so I died, by the way. I died, by the way. I don't know what that move is. I feel like it's a grab. Holy. Did I get hit by this round start, bro? Now, this is the update that holy turnaround jab. This is the update that buffed AIs. And this one in particular. Is mad hard to beat. Oh, he mashed. No invincibility on that super, by the way. Alright. Bro! Isn't he not supposed to do this in mid-air? Oh my god. Do not know how I lived that. We're not gonna question it. I will take that. I will take that dub. Wow! It beat that. Thank God, bro. Get out of here, bro. I'm tired of you, bro. Get out of here, bro. I don't even want to see the win quote. I don't even want to see the win quote. I have to lock in. I have to stop talking for that match. That is an atrocious skin. Alright, Yang, let's do it. He's overshadowed by Yun. That's why he's here today. He's angry. He wants to take his spot as a third strike top tier. What a parry. What is he doing? What? Sheep cross up? That's a punish. Wow. Yo, he's trying BS. Example. That's the BS I'm talking about. Alright, son. Oh, he put his hand out. I saw that. Alright, I feel like the Ken's adapting a little bit, you know. You know, heavy buttons are broken. That sucks, genuinely. Why is that part of invincibility? No, you're in the skies. Oh, he pressed the button? We caught him whacking, boys. Yeah! That psycho power is dangerous, Athena EX. Dangerous, not the same as unbeatable. Unbeatable. Alright, we got another anime character. Something tells me he has combos. Got the wall bounce into some type of vigor. Mess that up. Parry those. Okay. DP. Always. DP's busted. I'm gonna wake up heavy punch, to be honest. That shit does mad damage. No way. Just wake up super! Oh, that was so cheap. I didn't even know that was gonna break guard. I just air dashed in right there. That was actually so cheap. And honestly, doing stuff like that's cool too, because I get a guaranteed hit. It's just finding these knockdowns is a little bit difficult. What the hell was that? I died. I already knew I was dead, bro. I saw that scaling and I was like, I don't know what he did, but I died. Alright. He ducked underneath my stuff. Oh my god, I tried to super back. But it's okay. I think he dropped it or something. I don't know what happened. Wow. I'm about to say we're blocking, boys, and then I stood up. Alright. Alright, valid. I ran past him. I wasn't expecting that. Yo, maybe some of these AIs are too good, bro. Do it again. I don't know what possessed me to do that, but hey, EX, sure you can. I forgot it existed. Stand up. A real fighter learns more from the floor than from applause. Holy, that's a bar. Hello? Alright, Vega. Wait, I can cancel that. I tried to walk. That's. I thought that was not hitting, but I guess the CP knows what he's doing. I want to do some cheap stuff. No, I messed up my cheap stuff. Okay, hold on. You know what? I guess every character has a true unblockable setup. I guess Ryu's not that special in that regard. Yeah, peep that spot dog I did? I got those too. Thing is about the heavy attack though is if you're gonna hit that button, you need to make sure it's gonna hit. So. No way. Bro, how many flips are you gonna do, bro? 3 in a row? I'm trying to buffer super. That was a true punish. I got baited so hard with that. Hold on. How did that hit you? I swear he was blocking. That killed! I did not expect that final. That final hit is crazy with comeback mode. Yo, that. Damn, he flew, bruh. I'd be so mad if I died to that. Come on, we gotta. No! Come on! 5 frames! Woo! Oh my god. We did it, chat. Or YouTube. Good scrap, Athena. Armored band ending for you, but good scrap. Again, they have 600 like something random quotes, so. And we scored above our rerun, even though I felt like we did worse personally, but I guess we got more score points. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's see who our next character is. Our next I am not looking forward to Guile, I'm not gonna lie. That might be like the worst episode. Our next character is Terry Bogard himself. Which I think this is gonna be like the last video that I record today, the Terry Bogard one. Which you'll know because I'll be right here. But still, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out. This was the Ryu and Ken Masters, or I guess for you guys, the Ken Masters video. Very fun video. As you guys can tell, I feel like I had a harder time this episode than last time, but still, pretty fun arcade run. And without further ado, this is your boy XA. Peace out.